This is the Milo Beasley Show. This is the Milo Beasley Show. There's only one thing you need to know. This is the Milo Beasley Show. And now, here's your host, Milo Beasley.
And welcome to the Milo Beasley Show, episode number 311. So please help me welcome at this time. You've seen her on AEW. Please help me welcome Tesha Price. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. No, I'm doing great. I'm doing absolutely great.
I was gonna say only okay, not acceptable.
No, I'm doing great because we have you on the show today. I'm super excited. I know you're a little bit nervous. You don't do interviews and stuff, so
I don't. This is actually my first one. So
well, thank you for letting it be with me. I'm super excited. And I saw you about, it was what, like 2 months ago up at the AEW tapings.
Oh my gosh, has it already been 2 months?
2 months, yes, since it was what, the Double or Nothing pay-per-view.
Yeah. It's been, wow, that time's flying by. Time has been flying by this year. That is all I can say.
Absolutely. And I mean, you've been super busy, so I mean, that's gotta feel good, right?
It does. Things have been, it's been crazy with everything going on in the world. So
right.
It was definitely something that I can't thank enough. Like it helped me pull out of that like grogginess of feeling just like helpless. And like you said, just kept me super busy and active in wrestling. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier.
Right. So, I mean, obviously the pandemic was horrible for a lot of people, but it was amazing the way that the wrestling world and especially AEW really kept it going. And Tony Khan giving a lot of independent, bodies a voice and, being able to get out there and still make money, go out there and do something in a time that perhaps, had AEW continued to be on the road, they wouldn't have been in Daly's place for so long, weeks after weeks after weeks, 18 months, I think it was, is what they said, right?
Yeah, something like that. It's been so long.
And so got to see you get a lot of opportunities, got to see a lot of my friends get opportunities. Kylan has been absolutely killing it as well. So to be able to see some of my friends really get those opportunities that, that maybe they would not have just because opportunities are rather tough.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, there was nothing in the independent scene. There was nothing happening. There's absolutely no way that shows were able to function. So without AEW, I wouldn't have been able to do what I've been doing for me. It's been about 9-10 months, if not a little bit longer. So I've been there for a good chunk of the time that they were stationed. And like I said, without that, I wouldn't have been able to be wrestling this whole time. So it's been really, really, really awesome.
So what got you into wrestling in the first place?
Oh, goodness. So I was in college and I was kind of jumping around. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I ended up graduating with a criminology degree, but during the time I was in school, I found wrestling. I hadn't watched it growing up. My parents didn't watch it. I never really had any friends that watched it. I'd see it come on late night sometimes when I was at home at night watching TV, and I just always passed by it. And then I started seeing, clips from the women's matches start popping up. And I'm like, okay, and I've always been an athlete. I played soccer, basketball, softball. I was a cheerleader. So I've always been an athlete, and I wanted to find something, I'm not somebody that can just go sit at a desk. So I started seeing these clips and I started watching NXT and SmackDown and Raw from there, and just all wrestling. And I just fell in love. I was like, that is what I want to do. And so I ended up finding a training school and just got the ball rolling. And it's just been uphill ever since. So I'm glad I went with it, because if you would have asked me when I was younger what I'd be doing or what I wanted to do when I got older, I would never in a million years say a pro wrestler. Like, I don't, like, it was such a far-fetched thing. And I remember going and telling my parents, and they're just like, huh? You want to do what? They're like, okay. And then I just did it. And they're like, okay, we see you. Okay. So, I mean, it just kind of, it kind of found me, to be honest. It found me during a time that I needed it. So.
That's a great answer. And you went to USF?
I did. I went to USF. Yeah.
I did too. I graduated around the time you were probably in elementary school. So not gonna.
You're not that old.
You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm not
Don't
gonna.
do that to
If
yourself.
you don't know my age, Tessa, if you don't know my age, then I'm not gonna tell you. So you know what's fun? I think another AEW friend, one of my best friends on the planet, Snake Man King Serpentico, I believe he actually has a criminology degree as well.
Does he now? I did not know this.
I mean, hey, maybe Tesha Price ends up in the Chaos Project, and then they changed their name to the Criminology Project. But no, yeah, you got to talk to Snake Man.
Yeah, I mean, that, you learn something new every day. I had no idea.
And then, so after you jumped into professional wrestling and started training, when did you end up meeting Bonnie, who, wrestling folks may know as Rain on the independent scene and Shimmer and stuff like that? When did you meet Bonnie, and when did you start training with her?
I met Bonnie right when I started. So I started training with her maybe a month into getting into wrestling. So I was really grateful to fall into her hands. She is an amazing trainer. She was there for us for everything. She taught me so much. And I mean, she even from Hawaii, she still helps me. Even with her baby, she
Right.
still helps me. So, I mean, I couldn't be more grateful to have found her when I first started, because all of the knowledge that she's been able to share with me has helped me tremendously moving forward. So
Absolutely. I consider her a good friend. She is just a wealth of wrestling information,
much.
helped establish that Shimmer roster. Now, have you've worked for Shimmer as well, right?
Yes, a few times. And, so I know that was like her roots. So like to be able to go there was pretty awesome. So yes.
Yeah, and hopefully things start back up and can get back up there to Chicago. And then you've also wrestled for their sister company Shine as well.
Yes.
And I'm sure that was a company that you had seen prior to wrestling. So what was it like seeing Shine as you're training, as you're developing, and finally being able to work for them?
That was probably the most nerve-wracking thing. But it was so awesome because, like you said, I was training and I was watching these women go in these matches, and I'm like, heck yeah, like I want to get there one day. So to be able to have gone through training and progress to be able to step up there, it was amazing. Like it was so exciting, and it really kind of showed me like, you can do this, like you can go with these girls, you got this. So it was a huge motivator. And I'd like to say a big first step for me too, because that was probably the biggest show that I'd been able to go to. So right off the bat, I mean, it was exciting.
Right.
And Bonnie was first Shine champion. So, I mean, to be able to be there where my trainer, started up the ranks, pretty awesome.
Yeah. So again, to be able to watch these shows, see your trainer, and then being able to go and do those shows and be successful on them. By successful, I mean not fall on your face and get laughed out of the building. As long as you can get through that, that's a big motivator into, if I can do this, I can do this, and if I can do that, I can do the next step.
Yes.
And so I mean, like you said, you've now been working for AEW regularly for 9 months and so, but you've also worked at I guess the NXT, the WWE, at the Performance Center as well, right?
Yes. I have.
How was it So was it an email? Was it a phone call? Was it a text? How did that come about? And what were your initial reactions to, oh, I'm going to be wrestling for the WWE?
It was, just kind of the same emotions. I mean, to be honest, every time I have a big opportunity, it's kind of just like, wait, is this real? Like that's always where my first instinct goes to, because like I said, when I first, looking back when I was younger, I'd never thought I'd be doing something like this. I never thought I'd, be in the spotlight. So it was surreal. This, to say the least, it's all just been surreal. And then, when leading up to it, it's always the most nerve-wracking, anxiety-ridden feeling. And then you do it, and then it's like, okay, I got this.
Right.
So, I mean, again, just kind of motivating me and showing me that I can do whatever I set my mind to.
What's more nerve-wracking, being at AEW with a full crowd or being at AEW with no crowd?
Oof. I don't know if nerves are necessarily the key component. It's, whenever there's a crowd, it's definitely more nerve-wracking. But I think with the crowd, it also gives you that excitement. So sometimes it kind of helps, take away from the nervousness of it. So that's a really hard answer. I don't know if I can answer that.
I mean, I know what it's like to work in front of, no crowd, and you don't know if what you're doing is working. You're trying to tell a story and you're like, gosh, is what I'm doing working? Is it translating? Is it working on, just because something works on television and you're like, okay, but is it working? So to me, like, I always felt like it's harder working with no crowd, trying to tell that story than
it's definitely harder. It's a little bit less nerve-wracking, but it's harder.
Right. Yeah. Because you don't know what's going on until you until you walk through that curtain in the back, and then they're like, hey, or they're like, oh, that was great. That was great. So yeah, it's that walk back to the curtain. Now I have to say, I'm a huge fan of the AEW match graphics, and you've had quite a few of those over these past couple months.
Yes.
Do you still does it still feel, like you said, surreal, unreal when you see those match graphics like every other week?
It does. Cause like I said, I never thought I'd be doing it, and I didn't think I'd even get to where I'm at now when I started. So every time I see it, it just puts a smile on my face. Like, again, it's another reminder.
Right.
You got this. So it's still surreal, still exciting. I mean, like I said, I just thinking about it, it makes me smile. So it makes me feel like I'm on the right path.
Right. Do you know how many matches you've had at AEW at this point?
Oh my goodness. I don't. I know.
Good thing they have those graphics before your matches that say like what your record.
Yes,
so you have to pay attention next time.
I don't, because it's been past. No, I don't know.
Right. And just about every tapings, I know sometimes folks show up to tapings and there's no matches for them, but you've been lucky enough to establish yourself as a regular, as somebody who gets over with the crowd, and as a really good hand in there. So you're getting those matches, and it's great to see. Do you have a favorite of your matches so far at AEW?
Favorite. Favorites are always hard for me. That's always a hard question. But I think my favorite might have been mine with Kylan King, because I feel like that was the first time that I kind of came out and really felt it. Just, the nerves were minimal, just felt it, wrestled our asses off, and enjoyed it, and came back and was like, that was fun, let's go. So I think that was the that was probably my favorite. So.
And again, being able to see her develop along with you, and that had to feel something special as well. To independent wrestlers being able to get, be on that stage together is a really, really cool thing for AEW to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's so awesome that they allow so many independent wrestlers to have a chance to be seen, especially given the situation of this past year, nobody's been seen. So so to give so many people opportunities, it's really an amazing thing. Like you said, two independent wrestlers on TV, like, come on, that's unheard of. So, I mean, things are changing.
I want to talk about your gear because I absolutely love your gear, the design. Whereas I hope this doesn't sound negative to anybody watching this, but a lot of independent wrestlers' gears, especially females, is lacking in, creativity, being able to spend that and put that money into your character. At what point and who told you, hey, if you're going to be successful, you have to put some money and some creativity into your gear?
So that is something that Bonnie has taught me since day one. I have been lucky enough to have the lovely Miss Sandra make most of my gears, and the blue one is actually, it's funny, I was actually just talking to her the other day about it. It's kind of old. It's like 4 or 5 years old at this point, and it's still rocking. But no, that's something that Bonnie always made sure, because it is something that's important. I want people to see me, and I want to put an image in their mind. And if I don't look good, I don't feel good, and if I don't feel good, I'm not going to do good. So it all kind of goes together. And again, I want them to see what I want them to see. I don't want to come out looking like Joe Schmo, and I look good. I want to see it.
Absolutely. Is there anybody in AEW who you haven't faced that you would like to?
Ooh, I think somebody who I haven't had the chance to wrestle yet is Anna Jay. I know she's been out obviously due to injuries. But when she gets back up and running, I would love to have a match with her. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So.
You got to watch out for those folks at ringside, though.
This is true. They, they got a good crew with them, but it would still be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so. I would definitely look forward to that match. Is there anybody outside of AEW, let's say on a Shimmer roster or a Shine roster, or just out there in the independents?
Oh gosh.
Oh no, now I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh gosh. I mean, I literally could go on and on and on. I mean, I can't name one person. There is countless girls out there that I would love to step in the ring with. Women's wrestling right now is just soaring. So, I mean, there's countless options. There's not just a few fish in the barrel that I would have to pick from. There's too many for me to even pick from. And I just can't wait to get up and rocking and rolling and knock them off the list.
Absolutely. Now, I hate to put you on the spot, but I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on intergender wrestling?
I don't see what's wrong with it. I love it. I think it's awesome. I know it's kind of a controversial subject, but at the end of the day, if two people are agreeing to something, that they're both in on it. So I love it. I think it's helping elevate the women as well, because it's showing that we can go with the men too. You want to say that women aren't main eventers? Okay, we'll get in there with the men then. Right. So I love it.
I think that you have, working for Lexi and Slammin' Ladies, obviously, your half your opponents are men anyways. Yes. So I think that those fans who are, not obviously all of them that are ordering or wanted to see matchups, but some of the folks who are ordering definitely want to see, just two wrestlers going at it.
Yeah, they do. And that's why we're stepping up. And if people have a problem with it, they have a problem with it, but then don't watch. That's all I got to say.
Now, for those who are watching at home, who may only know you from AEW, may only know you from, independent wrestling, Instagram, do you have any hidden talents that they may not know about? Can you play a piano, guitar? Can you do the Rubik's Cube with your eyes closed? Can you do it? What special talents does Tesha Price have?
I don't know if it's necessarily, I guess it's a special talent, but a couple years back, I was actually training in school to be a pilot. So I can actually fly a single engine aircraft. Now, if I could do it right this second, I don't know. But definitely a few years back, I used to fly single engine aircrafts a few times a week. And so came to realize I like my feet on the ground. Don't really like to be in charge of the metal thing in the sky, but I can fly a plane.
That's incredible. I had no clue. Yeah.
Yeah. I also too, I ride horses as well. So growing up, I was always in eventing, and I had my own horse for a while, leased a horse. So yeah, I can jump horses and ride them, and yeah, so planes and horses.
Have you ever thought about being a pilot as your wrestling gimmick?
Actually, you know what? I have, because my dad was a pilot, which is why I kind of got into it. But it's funny because somebody just recently said that, and it made me think about it. So I've definitely thought about it.
That's funny. But now you're currently known as the Psycho Sweetheart.
Yes.
What makes you psycho and what makes you a sweetheart?
I was trying to find something that was me and trying to come up with these different things, but that's just me. I go from really happy to really crazy really fast, and then I come back to see you as a normal person. But no, it's just something that was me, and I grew off of it. So yeah.
Well, hey, at least at least you're not like, hey, no, I'm not. You're like, you know what? I was maybe a little bit, and do you apologize though? Do you apologize, or you just be like, no, you're gonna. This is me. This is what you get.
I mean, I apologize. Is it totally sincere? I don't know. Not necessarily, but I might say sorry.
you might.
But the thing is, for a very long time, I didn't know who I was. And that, I think, was why Kylan's match was such an important match for me, is because I kind of felt like I was letting my real self out. I was letting everybody see the real me, and being able to just grow off of it and expand and feel the support has been amazing, because I'm a weirdo and I'm okay with it. So
how hard is it to be yourself in a world where you're supposed to be a particular character on TV, or you're supposed to be a particular character just even backstage talking to people, networking? How hard is it to be yourself?
Even outside of wrestling, just in society, I think it's extremely difficult to be yourself. I mean, we have all of these standards. We say, look like this, but not like that. Do
right.
This. Oh no, you're doing that wrong. For a very long time, growing up, especially too, I was always trying to do what I thought I was supposed to do, be who I thought I was supposed to be. And that's kind of why wrestling's been so important to me, is because it showed me just be whoever you want to be. Like, screw everybody else. There will always be some person to talk bad, to say something bad, to be negative, to be a jerk. So at the end of the day, like, just be happy and be you, because you're going to have somebody like wailing on you no matter what. So you might as well be happy with yourself and love yourself. And that's it's especially in wrestling, like being in the spotlight and having people commenting on you get it more than just, an average person might hear. So it's really important to just find yourself and be yourself. Is it easy? No, but it's something that I think is huge to work on, because if not, you'll get wrapped up in being somebody you don't want to be, or it's not you. So
I don't know if I could have said it any better. That's and that answer, what I think what makes that answer even better is you answering that question.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it even better, even more truthful. Now, you ready to have some fun with some of our Milo Beasley Show games?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
So this is called the Milo Beasley Show frequently asked questions, where I'm going to ask you the same 5 questions that I ask every single guest on the show. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. So question number 1, who was your first celebrity crush?
Oh, I think Orlando Bloom.
Okay. Like from Pirates?
Yeah. I feel like he was in something else too, but like the Pirates of the Caribbean, that was like, oh, Orlando Bloom.
I can see that. Yeah, he was kind of dreamy, and if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, question number 2. What is your guilty pleasure song? Yeah, so like what song do you absolutely love that you don't care who else likes it? You're playing it in your car, in the shower, before a show, and everyone may look at you like, what are you doing? But you're like, no, this is my jam.
Okay. Well, it definitely always changes. Like my favorites are constantly changing. But right now it's definitely Little Bit. It's a like country pop mix. I think it's oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank right now, but it's a remix with Nelly on it. I will blast that 10 times over and over and over again. Like when we're heading to the venue from the hotel, that is my warm-up song. When I'm heading to the gym, that's my warm-up song. I will blast it, all my windows down, as loud as I can. And I will also say Astronaut in the Ocean has been another one of my favorites.
I don't even know. I'm so old. I don't even know like these songs. So all my like guilty pleasure songs are from like the 80s and stuff. All right. So this next question is, if your life depended on it, would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? What do you think you could take?
The first one, because that's only one to worry about. And I always feel like, I don't know, that just made me think of like video games when there's like a bunch of like enemies you have to defeat. Whereas when you just have one, it's a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about being surrounded. So definitely the first one.
Definitely the giant duck.
Yeah.
I think most people pick giant duck. They feel like I'd rather get the one out of the way.
Yeah. Because I feel like lots like little swarming, but like, no. Yeah.
All right. Question number 4. What is your favorite movie quote?
Probably Just Keep Swimming, because I say that to myself on a regular basis. When I'm having a bad day, things just keep going wrong. I take a couple deep breaths, and in my head, I'm like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
That's a good one. I mean, that is without a shadow of a doubt a great answer, because especially doing what you're doing, wrestling, and with everyone around you, it's easy to get demotivated and be like, but yeah, just keep swimming. That's a good one.
All we can do.
All right, this is a fill in the blank. So if blank was an Olympic sport, I would win a gold medal.
Eating pastries. I'm very good at it. It is a regular routine of mine. Every time I come back, well, okay, maybe sometimes every weekend, but there is a little bakery by my shop. It is called Marino's Bakery by my shop, by my house. And the best, I say pastries, but like I don't mean like donuts, just donuts. Like, I mean,
Right.
they have like the like elephant ears, not like the fair elephant ears, but like
Right.
the ones that look like the heart dipped in chocolate. I mean, they have everything you could ask for. I mean, it's so eating pastries is
Eating
my
pastries.
Olympic gold medal.
How are you not like 400 pounds?
I have to work out a lot.
This is true. I guess, yeah, you
It's
gotta,
worth it.
yeah, you really gotta work out a lot if you're like, oh yeah, I like to eat pastries.
I do. Makes me happy.
All right, and then our second of our little mini games. This one's a more traditional. It is called the Milo Beasley Show Top 5. Where I'm going to ask you a random question. You're going to give me your top 5, no particular order. But since you are the psycho sweetheart, I would like to know your top 5 psycho movie villains. So top 5 movie villains, like movie bad guys.
Goodness, movie villains. That's hard. Obviously, Harley Quinn.
Okay.
She's
Did you see the new Suicide Squad yet?
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Okay.
I really want to. I'm very eager. So I saw all the posts about it. I was a little jealous, but I will be seeing it.
Okay.
So, goodness, this is hard. So Harley Quinn, she's kind of crazy. She go from Kim Possible. That's 2. Goodness. Crazy people. I got 2. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank here.
Well,
There's like a million of them out there, and I'm just drawing a blank.
Yeah, you're gonna, like as soon as this ends, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I forgot about blah blah.
10. I gave you 2.
Hey, it's fine. I've got through people where they're like, yeah, I nothing. I got nothing for you.
When you're put on the spot, it's like everything you forget.
You forget instantly. And then so like when we post this, and then after we post this, people are gonna be like, why didn't you say blah blah blah? So
you're so dumb. Why didn't you think of this, this, and this?
So if you guys are watching at home, please comment, or I guess anywhere. Like you can watch on your phone now. So like you don't have to be at home. I always say watch it at home, but like nobody ever watches anything at home.
Never. It's always on.
So if you're watching anywhere, go ahead and give us your top 5 crazy psycho movie villains.
Yes.
Because I would love to hear from you guys. Have you ever seen the movie Psycho?
I actually don't think I have.
Okay, what about American Psycho?
Yes, I've seen that. Yes. But just Psycho, is that a newer or is that older?
It's older.
Okay.
It's older. It's like black and white.
Oh, okay. Then no.
Back in my days.
Back in your day.
Back in my days. They actually did redo it in the 90s, I think. Again, still prior to you walking the earth or whatever, but
I'll have to check it out.
But yeah, the original is definitely a classic.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I recommend. So this is your homework. So before I see you next time, which who knows, it could be either 2 weeks or 2 years. Who really knows nowadays? But your homework is before the next time I see you to watch the movie Psycho.
Psycho. Okay, I will. You think I can get some good inspiration?
Oh, I think so. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So what else do you have coming up on your horizon?
Right now, the schedule is in the works. I've been dealing with a lot of family stuff. That's been going on. So that's been kind of my main priority right now. But yeah, I mean, here as things keep going and going, my schedule is going to be full, and I'll be sure to share it as soon as I have it finalized. But I do actually I will be in New Jersey and Philly is it next month? Next month for a signing. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so that's very exciting. My first one. Lots of firsts this year.
Is it like a wrestling convention type thing?
I think it's at Dave and Buster's.
Oh,
yeah.
So when you get done doing the autographs, you can go and win some prizes.
Yes, I think I actually even get to play with fans as well. So that'll be a lot of fun.
What?
Yes.
That is awesome. All right. So for folks who want to follow you on the social medias, if they don't already, where can they find you at?
Yes, on Instagram. Oh goodness, I'm so bad at this.
Here, I'll help you.
I think it's Miss Period T Price.
Yes.
And then Twitter, Miss T Price, no period.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So here, it's on screen. So you know.
Yes. Yes. And surely, I can't see the whole screen. Is it on my screen?
It should be.
It is at the bottom.
At the very bottom.
Bottom.
It's probably tiny.
It is. But yes, and soon I will be starting a Twitch stream as well. So I'm very excited about that.
Oh, so playing the games and stuff. I'm not
Playing
a big
the
so like I worked on video games for 12 years.
Oh no way.
Yeah. And I'm not a big video game guy. What games are you into?
So I don't play very many. Right now my big one has been Apex ever since it came out a couple years ago. That's like my go-to. I love Halo. And then I've been playing, what is this one I've been playing? It's like Phoenix Rising or something. It's similar to like a Zelda type game.
Right.
Again, Zelda. And then too with I have a Switch as well, so I've been getting kind of like the old Nintendo games that I've been playing as well. So that's been a lot of fun.
So that's what they should be. That's what they should be looking forward to watching on the. Are you I know Leva is a big Among Us fan. Have you ever played Among Us?
I have not played Among Us. No.
All right. Well, you got to get in with her in that crowd on the Among Us because
I gotta get with everybody. Show me everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's like sus or sus. I don't know. I'm not with the kids. I don't understand any of this new technology and the stuff. I'm an old man. So so anything else before we wrap up that you want to say to the fans out there?
No, you're putting me on the spot. No, I am so grateful that my first interview was with you. It was definitely a lot more nerve-wracking, as you know. I think you were one of the first few people that I met when I got into wrestling. So being able to now like look back and to see all the people that I was looking up to, like I remember, I think we were at a shoot and I think you were doing an interview with somebody. I was like, oh my gosh, like that would be so cool to do something like that. Like that would be so much fun. You know, fast forward a couple years, I'm so nervous I barely do it, but to be able to do it with the people that I used to watch is kind of, you know, going back to that surreal feeling. It's just, it doesn't feel like this is my life. So I'm really happy that we were able to do this.
Me too. I am absolutely thrilled. Do you watch the Superman and Lois show on the CW? Are you a fan? You're aware?
I don't watch that.
All right. So next week, for those of you watching at home, we will have Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan Kent, the son of Superman, on this show. So you got some big names following you. So so just hang out and we'll just hang around and wait for him to show up here, and then we'll chat with him. So again, thank you so much for hanging out and chatting with me today.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
All right, everyone. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.